Welcome to the capsule, everybody. This is so weird that I'm the one in the middle hosting, but this week I'm the one in the middle hosting. And the reason is that I'm taking over and the capsule is now mine.
Woo! The gentle. The cap's gen. No.
Yeah.
Doesn't work. There's plenty of people out there that would be very happy about that, to be honest.
Yeah, myself included, to be fair.
Yeah, they're like, oh, when can we have Jenny back? Blah, blah, blah.
Like, you do lots of singing.
Me?
On the show, yeah.
Do I?
Yeah,
I never told you that.
You're like, and now the next section is...
Do I actually?
You do so much.
Is this an intervention? Like, you've just invited Max and like...
I'm speaking like on behalf of the listeners, you know.
Wow. And Jen like she took the hosting mic to be like, all right, there's some shit that you do on this podcast that needs to stop.
No, but let us know in the comments, you know, if you want me to.
Wow.
So... Welcome everybody to yet another episode of the Capsule.
I think we're 176.
Is it?
No, yeah, 176. This will be.
Happy 176th. 70.
All right. Okay. Well,
we have a very
strong start.
a very special guest with us today.
Oh, thanks.
Not you.
Oh.
People are sick of you. You're here all the time.
Oh, okay.
You've been on 176 episodes.
Have you missed an episode, Luke?
No, I haven't. There's no one. I can't get anyone to do it without me. Otherwise, I would have.
Well, now maybe Jenny can take over.
Yeah.
Please do. The salary is 0 and the hours are 40 a week.
Sick. Can't wait. Max Ravel, aka Silk Boogie, aka you have another aka?
Nope.
Okay. That's aka There's a monkey. Does a monkey have a name?
Yeah, Specimen 1.
AKA Specimen 1.
Yeah.
So...
That's so enthusiastic.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We're anticlimactic intro. But we have Max with us today because we have lots to talk about.
Yeah, we do.
Max is a dancer, obviously. Popping. Been... doing a lot in the battle scene, but also a lot outside of the battle scene. So you're from Cornwall.
Yes, sir.
You've been dancing for a long time.
Yeah, I was 9 when I started.
What did you start with?
Popping. Well, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I was just...
Bedroom dancing?
I just wanted to do flips, man. I went to go do flips. And then I was too afraid to do flips, so did popping instead. But yeah, I was about 9, so it's been ages.
Sick. And you were dancing in Plymouth, Cornwall?
Well, actually, the first class I went to is in Saltash, in a church in Saltash, which is in Cornwall.
Saltash?
Saltash.
Saltash.
Yeah, that's a place.
That's a real... Okay. In England. Yeah. It sounds like a Moroccan city.
Saltash. Yeah. Saltash, Cornwall, not Saltash,
next to the
Morocco.
spice stand, kind of.
Yeah, but there would be a fire market in Saltash for sure. Like you could get them like rugs and like some spices for your food. Like
it's so funny. I mean, no one's probably been there because they're not getting how funny this is that you think that, because Saltash is like
the most ethnic
English place. Like it's literally like
how do you spell it? I want to Google this place.
Like how you'd think you'd spell it.
SOUL?
SA.
Oh, Saltash.
Saltash, yeah, Saltash.
Oh, I see.
Like literally salt, like salt and pepper.
Ah, got you.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's actually all right. It's by the River Tamar. So when you cross the River Tamar, that's Saltash.
It does look cute.
It's decent, man.
Little English getaway.
Shout out to Saltash.
Yeah, Saltash. Who do I know that lives in Saltash? No one anymore.
We've got so many listeners from Saltash. Just so many. It's like 80% of our audience are in Saltash.
All of the 3 of them.
Hey.
No, I mean the people of Saltash.
No, you said 80% of my listeners are 8. All right, whatever.
Oh.
All right. So Saltash.
Put a mic in your face.
Okay. Yes. You too.
You too.
Saltash, and then
we moved. Well, it was Street Factory. So Toby from Street Factory was putting on classes in Saltash and that area, and then the one in Saltash stopped, so they moved to Plymouth. So that's why everyone thinks that I'm from Plymouth and that I dance in Plymouth, and that, like, you know, but because I trained there, so all the people like, I mean, he lived in London a while ago, but he doesn't live there anymore. Josh Rumbold.
Yeah,
he's one of my teachers, like my first teachers, and then a guy called Eli as well, who's like in the wind.
Josh was like big in the popping scene here, and then he moved to Australia, I think, right?
Yeah, well, New Zealand.
New Zealand. Same thing.
So he's my he's my like first popping teacher. So I met him in Saltash, and then he taught me like popping and stuff. So I was doing classes with them. And actually, maybe this is a bit of a sidetrack, but the Plymouth scene like used to be sick. It used to be so good. Yeah, more for b-boying, but it was so.
But you also had like Jay Cassettes is from there.
Yeah.
Perry used to be sick at house. I don't know if she's still dancing, but she was like in the battle scene.
Yeah, no, she's still dancing.
Josh, who else was from down there? Cadus,
like, but there's more as well. There was like loads of b-boys that were like my age.
Yeah.
So say like, there used to be a thing every single month called battle stations, which would happen. It happened every month in this like little place called Voodoo Lounge, and like it was so good. Like it was all kids pretty much. And the breaking scene was like massive. Like Sonny used to come down and win it every time. But it was like proper, like it was really, really thriving for a bit. And then I think just people like moved away and stuff happened. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, for a bit it was like such a good little scene. It was like the Bristol scene, I think. Like there was lots of people, and there was like different studios and crews. You know what I mean? It wasn't just like one group of people doing their thing. It's
so interesting how at different moments in time in different cities there's like kind of a like not a surge, but it's like there's like all these people. It's weird because it's like Bristol. Well, I don't know how it is now, but it's like if you think of the time, like it was like Frankie, Kieran, Paris, like all of them lot kind of
Sunny also came from Bristol.
Sunny.
Like all of came up, they all came up at the same time, and it's kind of like, why all this talent at that specific point in time? And then
but it's also like takes people to stay there and build it. Like that's what I rate about what Groovonometry do in Manchester, because it's like someone like to the level that LB is in breaking, it could have been very tempting for him to move to London to like pursue opportunities, but he stayed in Manchester, and because of that he's been able to like cultivate and build. And that's like the growth of the scene in Manchester will be because of people like that stay, if you know what I mean. Like if everyone good leaves and moves to London, great, they get some, which I don't blame them for. It's just what I would do personally, to be honest. But like,
yeah, that's literally me. That's what I did.
But I think it's no. But I think it's like you have to sometimes, like you,
thanks,
because in a way it does like hurt your career to stay, like because there are more opportunities in the biggest cities, you know. But then it's like if you want to build, if you are that way minded that you want to build something, it's like you do. It does require you to kind of stay and like for it to take a hit to your own career in order to build this thing.
I think I want to do a bit of that, to be fair. Like
you want
go
to
back and do some free workshops. I need to find some time to do that.
But there's also important, and there's a time for it though. Like I was talking to Sonny about that, where it's like on one of the I think the live panel talk we did, Kids Breaking League, but like that he wants to do more like for the scene and stuff, but he wants to like finish out his career first and then do it, which is also fair, you know.
Yeah. It's also like when you kind of have gone out there and experienced all these different things and whatnot, it's like when you go back and build something, then you have more to share. You know, as opposed to kind of having stayed there your whole career. I mean, not to say that that's wrong, but it's just different ways of doing things which are equally valid.
Yeah, for sure.
But and then I mean, fast forward a little bit in your career and life, but
she's like so the beginning is you started when you were 9. Okay, fast forward a little bit. What are you going to do when you're 80?
Fast forward to today. But then you went on, you did you do Northern Contemporary Dance School?
I went to contemporary school. So a lady from Exim Dance Company is like a small contemporary dance company in Plymouth. And they saw us perform at, like, I don't know, one of the things that we used to perform at every year. And she was like, you need to do dance at uni. You have to do it.
Right.
Don't go to uni. Like, don't go to, like, a...
you don't need no education.
Yeah, which maybe is a bad thing to say, but she was like, don't... Because you'll just be writing a lot. Like, you need to dance all the time. Like, learn to dance. Do classical training. Just do it. You have to do it. I'll help you with the application. Everything. Oh, wow. So she helped me. Like, she's legend.
Who was she?
Laura Francesca Henry.
But I mean, as in, like, who is she in life? Like, why did she decide to help? Is she a dancer or a teacher?
She's a dancer, but she was like, at the time, I don't know what she was for Exim at the time. I don't know.
Right,
she was yeah, I don't know. She was really, really nice. All of them were always super
sweet.
nice to me. Like, there's a woman called June Gamble as well. Yeah, they were all like really, really nice to me about like helping with the application and like saying like, yeah, like you can, because I was really nervous to do it because it's all ballet and contemporary and I'd never done it. And they're like, no, you can have like you should do it. Like they'll really like what you can do.
Yeah.
Because I was already like doing a little bit of theatre and stuff. Like we did Breaking Convention. When Breaking Convention came to Plymouth and Truro, like we did it.
Right.
We performed there. So yeah, no, they were really, really helpful. And then I actually had to take a year to, because I missed, by the time she told me this, I'd missed all the application deadlines. So I had to wait a year. Studied a little bit at Plymouth College to do dance, like contemporary and ballet.
Right.
And then auditioned. And it's the only school that let me in. Skin of my teeth, managed to make
Mad.
it.
And how was the experience of like dipping your toe in the contemporary world?
It's good. I think what's funny, I mean, anybody that listens and is worried about doing it, I actually don't think it's as scary as you think. Like, because I remember I was really scared when I did the first audition, you know, because I read on the thing, like, you have to wear tights.
Yeah.
And like, so
Bro, when I first heard somebody say something about a dance belt, and I said, what's a dance belt? And I went to Google it. I was like, nah, I'm not doing it, not having it.
I have to wear one for the show, man.
Guys, Google a dance belt.
It's wild. It's wild, man. Yeah, it's wild. But this kind of thing, yeah, like I didn't know anything about that. And like all the names of stuff that people, and maybe I'm used to it now, but like back then I wasn't used to someone showing the exercise once and then like
doing it
straight away. And it was just really, really wild. And so doing the auditions was really scary, don't get me wrong. But I do think like people coming from like a street dance background going into contemporary have like quite a big advantage in a lot of ways that they don't really get spoken about. Because at the end of the day, like it's all just movement. Like it's got a different context and there's different like characteristics. But at the end of the day, the teachers kind of say the same things. Like it's just applied in a different way. You know what I mean? Like my ballet teacher would say the same thing that Josh would tell me when he's teaching me popping. But it's like, it's just obviously it's ballet, not popping. But the feedback is kind of the same.
Sure.
So like the first like doing the audition was scary, but luckily managed to get in. And then after that, like I was playing catch up because most people had done ballet and contemporary. But then by the first term, like I felt really confident in classes and stuff. Like I didn't have that the fear anymore of doing like a class, because I used to be so scared of like when you do a ballet class and you're at the bar and then like you're at the bar, so you got someone to copy right in front of you. But then after that, like when you're doing in the center, like you don't have anyone to copy. And in auditions as well, they used to do anyway. I don't know if they still do. They did like lines. So they're like, okay, first line come forward. And then when I'm not watching anyone, I was just so scared, you know. But then that disappeared quite quickly, like that fear, because you just stopped getting scared of looking like an idiot.
Yeah.
And then good stuff comes from that, you know what I mean? Like when you're not so worried about being bad at something.
Right. When you kind of embrace the fact that you're just like learning. So you're just working on the thing as opposed to having to look a certain way or having to present XYZ for an audition.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So it was good. If you're thinking about doing it, maybe it's not for you, you know what I mean? But I honestly think once you get past that little fear, and you do have to work hard, don't get me wrong, it's hard. But then after that, like the movement that the things that you have to offer, like it becomes very, very wide all of a sudden. It really opens up your body, you know what I mean? Because we dance a very particular way often. Like our posture is the same. And when you have to be out of that for so long, what kind of comes out is usually quite interesting. And then also I found myself like maybe being able to like pick up things in contemporary that like my peers could. So I could sort of hold my own. But then I had this whole other side that people hadn't trained in, because no one was really doing popping, you know what I mean? And it's like you have a lot more suddenly to offer. Like as a mover, there's like loads more things available to you. And this is popping. Like in breaking, you can already see like in loads of contemporary choreographers like rip off breaking moves all the time. So
and then rename it something else.
But literally they do this, you know what I mean? So when you've got somebody, I mean, who's a really good example is like Rob Anderson. Do you know Rob Anderson?
From Newcastle or where?
Yeah, from Newcastle.
Justice.
Yeah, Justice. So he's working with lots of contemporary choreographers, but he's
Right.
like a b-boy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like what he has to offer as a contemporary dancer is like really massive because he's got such a great awareness of his body.
Marceau too, maybe.
Yeah.
Marceau, yeah, and another great example. It's like there's loads and loads.
Like a
that
whole
you have
other
to offer.
range, kind of.
Exactly, and no disrespect to contemporary dancers, but they often don't have it because it's like you only really learn this kind of body awareness if you're doing breaking. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's good stuff.
Sick. And so after you graduated, did you move to London, or what was you, or maybe after you graduated, what was the thing? Did you have a kind of specific ambition of like what you want to do next, what you want your career to be, like companies you wanted to work with, or did you want to do your own thing?
Well, basically what I was thinking is like I really enjoy like battles is like the thing I really
Right.
love to do, you know what I mean? But realistically, like for a job and a career, it's not like
Any good.
it's not anything. Like I'm being, and it's just how it is. Even the top level people will tell you, like,
Yeah.
they make their money from teaching, maybe judging and traveling to workshops and this kind of like there's other avenues that they have to go down. But I really like teaching, but I didn't want to do it like as the only thing I'm doing, you know what I
Sure.
mean? And I also love like being on stage, so I was like, oh, okay, well, that doing theatre is like sort of the thing to do for a career. And because that also like feeds into like it's not like you're in one lane and then that is the only lane that you can be in, you know what I
Sure.
mean? Like one lane feeds into another lane. So being on stage like can really help you in battles, if you know what I mean. So it was like, oh, that's the natural thing to do. So yeah, I just auditioned for the Jungle Book, and then
Was that like when you were straight out of school?
yeah.
Is it?
Well, I did like one extra year at school,
Okay.
and then I auditioned for it, and managed to get it. So it was like it sort of worked out really. It was
Do you want
really
to maybe
good.
set up Jungle Book and Akram Khan for people that don't know? Either of you.
Wait, how do you mean? You want me to
Like,
just
as
say-
in, there's probably people
What-
that are listening to this that have no idea what Jungle Book is or who
Sugar.
Akram is, or
Who is Akram Khan? What is Jungle Book?
oh, gotta be careful now what I say. So it's the story of Jungle Book, but it's like a retelling,
Yeah.
like a modern retelling of Jungle Book by Akram Khan, who's a contemporary choreographer.
Yeah.
Very, very good contemporary choreographer of this age. I don't know.
Who's-
I don't want to start guessing about-
who's Akram Khan in the battle world?
Oh, I don't know actually.
Like, who's like, for people that are only battlers that are listening to this, who would we say is he the Nelson of battles? Is he the
I don't know.
MT Pop? Like, how is he like the best? Or because like for me, I'm like, I know Crystal Pie and about two other contemporary choreographers. Like, so who like if you had to
Jenny,
put it
come on,
in?
help me out here.
I feel like if you're talking on a global scale, like in the equivalent of the UK, I think he's like probably one of the most well-known choreographers from the UK internationally.
Yeah, I
Like
think
in
that's
terms
probably
of
fair,
contemporary.
yeah.
So maybe it's like,
He's a-
I guess Brooke would be like,
But Brooke is like,
because if you think of I mean, it depends what like discipline or style you're talking
Sure.
about. But it's like if you're talking of like somebody who's achieved a really high level, and I think also even in terms of like how he blended like contemporary and Katak in early 2000, when like I think maybe like fusing styles and developing your own language with like different dances wasn't as like embraced or prevalent. I think like he was one of the first ones to really develop that and like be out there and kind of celebrated internationally. So
Okay.
yeah, so I'm not sure who would be the equivalent, but it's like, yeah, I guess in terms of like British contemporary choreographers from the UK, you have like kind of Akram, Hofesh, like from the UK, maybe like Wayne McGregor.
Yeah.
That is like, you know, they have
like internationally known.
yeah, that like I don't think the majority of their work happens in the UK. Like the majority of their work happens abroad.
We've only done, I think, 4 UK venues or something like that.
Yeah,
But
out of how many shows?
like 164 shows.
Yeah.
But
That
it shows.
is
I don't
too
know how
many
many
shows.
venues. I don't know how many venues it is
Yeah.
exactly, but it's like in the 60s maybe.
Yeah.
But we only did 4 UK dates, so it's not. Yeah, he's like very much like.
Just be careful when you turn your head.
Yes. You too.
But yeah, so I auditioned for that and then was lucky enough to get it.
Sick. So that was a pretty like kind of
Yeah,
good
I mean,
like.
I'm
So
very.
you kind
lucky,
of
really.
like came out of uni. It's like the equivalent of like learning to pop and then winning Just to Be UK or something. Like
I
with
don't
the
know
next
about
year.
that. I don't know
Do you know what I
about
mean?
that.
But it's like you kind of got a huge opportunity of like you just came out of school and you didn't even do contemporary before that. So you're just like, oh, let me pick up this thing, 3 years and doing it, and then like,
Jeez.
You're making it
Damn.
sound a bit.
no, but it is like,
a bit crazy.
because no, but you're
But isn't it what happened? Isn't it what happened?
you're
What?
downplaying it. You're like, oh yeah, I was lucky to get it. And it's like, yeah, you 3 years before this, you had never even tried the style, and now you're in a highly competitive show that is like one of the best choreographers.
Yeah, well, hey, I'm
and-
not trying to like be humble or any of that silly stuff.
He's like, don't get me wrong, I am the best.
No. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not just saying it to like
Right,
act
right,
humble.
right.
But like, you know, with auditions and stuff like this, like a lot of it is like, I say luck because like there is some luck involved, you know.
Sure,
like,
sure.
So I'm like, for example, I don't really think, maybe somebody would disagree, but like I don't really think I'm necessarily the type of dancer that Akram usually would like make work on. But this particular show, they were really searching for like a really like sort of eclectic, is that the right word?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like lots of different movers, and they were casting it very specifically. So
you happen to fit that role well.
right,
That's what
so
you mean by luck, kind of thing.
that's what I mean by luck. I'm not trying to say like, oh, I've got no talent and like,
Right,
it was,
right.
you know, but like there is an element of like, well, I was a good fit for the role
Sure.
that they wanted, and it just happened to work out in a good way. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
And so that's a big thing with auditions. I think sometimes it's like they're just searching for something really specific, and if you're lucky enough to be that specific thing, it's like, oh well, wicked. That's wicked for me.
Yeah.
But you know, it's not like, you know, I don't know if I was to audition for some like, let's say Hofesh, I don't
Yeah.
think I would probably make it past like maybe even the first round, because he's also looking for something very, very specific.
Specific.
Right,
And the
got
same
ya.
with Wayne McGregor. Like, I'm not making it past Wayne McGregor's. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like people are always looking for their thing.
Got ya.
Sure. And now you're, I mean, kind of, I mean, you have been doing work also, your own choreographing on solos mainly. Right.
Yeah. Like, to be honest, I mean, in the theatre, like I love performing for sure. Like, it's the best feeling. But like, I really like performing my own stuff, because that's
Yeah.
what I did even before I was doing contemporary. I was making like we used to do these classes in Street Factory sometimes where we'd have to each make like something like a solo, and he was like, yeah, tomorrow you're gonna perform, everyone's gonna perform a solo tomorrow.
Right.
You have to make it. And then I'd love doing that, and I had like this like, oh, you get to choose. You know, I would put like Edit Ant or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of these old school songs. And
Bro,
then,
you're
like,
saying that I did that like last year.
Yeah.
I had to do a solo last minute and I literally put Edit Ants and like
Yeah.
freestyle to it.
like smash it out, you know?
Yeah.
But like I've always loved doing that. So like, I've done a lot of solo stuff, but then always like when I've been making things recently, anyway, it's been like, oh, I really want someone else to do this one thing, and for it, you know, because there is kind of a limitation with one person. I mean, obviously, duh, but there is like a sort of limitation about what you can do, and like I've sort of noticed that I was doing very similar things,
Right.
and I was like, oh, this is bad. Like, let me do the same thing but with more people. You know what I mean? Let me just, you know, I'd really like, and so luckily this thing is like come at the perfect time, really. So, but now it's bad because I literally can't talk about anything else because I'm so obsessed with this, talking about this. So sorry, everyone.
What is
That's
this
good.
thing that you're talking about?
So we're gonna make this piece of work, and it's gonna be fucking brilliant, man. I'm so excited. I'm so excited about it. It's just gonna be wicked. It's called The Party at the moment. Probably that title will change because
Working title.
I'm so bad at titles. Side quest. I'm so bad at titles, man.
Side mission.
Titles are like the hardest part of
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
I reckon.
It is quite tricky because you like want to say something but not give too much away, but you want it to be like meaningful and poetic still.
Or even that, but like just any name is just hard. Like it's just any name, like making a name sound good. You know what I mean? Like, can you actually think of a band name that's actually good?
But I think the it's the same with like brands that like I think the piece makes the title good, not the title makes the piece good. Do you know what I mean?
You reckon? I don't know.
Because I think that like with logos or like I know some, I'm not going to say it because it would be too rude, but like I know some like
Controversial.
people in the scene or like crews or something that is like they have the coolest name or they had the coolest name, but they're shit. Or you have like people that have like actually like the name.
UMA.
Oh yeah, well that's no, that's the reverse. It's like the worst name, but we made it cool.
No, it's both.
Yeah, it's both
Worst
at the
name,
same time.
But you're rubbish.
Yeah,
it's like that thing in Green Street. You know, he's talking about football and he's like,
I can't remember.
West Ham, shit football, good firm.
Yeah.
Tottenham, shit football, shit firm. That's
Yeah,
UMA,
that's UMA. No, but and then there's people that have like a whack name, but like you make it good because the thing is good. So everything you associate with that name is now cool. Or like a logo. Like, is the Nike swoosh really a good logo, or a Nike just so sick that you associate that with dopeness? It's like
I hear it, but the logo is wicked. Like the Adidas logo is terrible. It's boring. It's so the Nike logo is unbelievably good. And I don't know idea what.
and Nike
what
aren't
that
paying
is.
us to say that, but
But it's just true, you know.
yeah, but I mean, yeah,
But it's
I
just
guess.
true. Or like the Reebok logo, don't care about it. Like,
But do you- I mean, that's the
of them.
perception
Reebok have cool clothes,
conversation.
but I don't care about it. But Nike is like such a good logo. It's always good.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I agree, but it's
so
like,
simple.
yeah, but I think it's like, you know, if you have a piece or something, or like I don't know, like, is Lord of the Rings a good title? Like, if that was a shit book, you'd be like, Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I
like,
hear it.
what?
But,
like,
but I'd say that's a bad title. I just say that is a bad title.
but you don't,
despite it.
nobody ever thinks, oh, Lord of the Rings, like, oh, that's a bad title. They just go, oh, that's sick. You know what I
do
mean?
though. I'm saying right now, it's a bad title, Lord of the Rings. I mean, it's an amazing. I love Lord of the Rings, but like, you know,
But what about like Harry Potter?
that's sick. It's so good. How can
Harry
you not like
Potter
that?
and the Philosopher's Stone.
You remember it. You know what I mean? Like you remember it. Like the capsule. It's good. It's a
Wait,
good title.
Who came up with the name?
Me.
Lies.
Did you actually come up with it?
Yeah.
Fair
No,
dues.
no. Hold on. Can we tell the story for real? You didn't come up with the title. When we were doing like stuff for, it was like a placeholder name that when we were writing down all these like application stuff or like,
It was like working title. Yeah.
she was calling it a news capsule. So like the podcast that we would do would be a news capsule, like blah, 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 or a news capsule type thing. So when we were talking about names, I said, I think that's the name. Just call it the capsule.
Well,
So-
so
it
it sounds
was-
a bit like a collaboration.
Yeah, I'll take a
Collaborative
collaboration. I'll take
effort
50%. Just don't give me 0.
I'll take
50% of zero is still
70.
zero.
I'll take 70.
All right, let's relax. But anyway, all that to say, I think it's like, if the piece is good enough, like the statement, Assembly Hall, are these good names or do I just fucking love the
Nah,
piece?
the statement is good. Assembly Hall's bad.
Assembly Hall's
this
bad,
is just
but-
my stupid shitty opinion, but like,
Yeah.
names are so difficult. I honestly think like naming something, like try now to find a good band name that's genuinely good, not because of the music, but it's just a good name.
Rolling Stones.
Nah, it doesn't do it for me. Sorry.
Yeah, but,
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
it's like,
name, just
what
the
makes
name,
it a
you know?
bad name? Because if it doesn't, it's not.
If you remember it, if it sticks in your head.
yeah, but I feel like exactly there's an element of catchiness that is like really good. You know that
That's
it's
why,
like
yeah, like the
the
capsule
Rolling
is one
Stones or
thing.
the like I don't know.
Kiss.
Yeah, it's like things that just kind of.
Prince,
Blink
Prince
182.
is such a good name. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's like so easy.
What about Queen?
I think Queen's good as well. You know what I mean? It's like it just
Maybe-
sticks in your brain and it's like
Yeah,
makes sense.
But I think it's like part of it is just like catchy. Like even the Norm show, like Black Dog. I feel like that's a sick name.
Sick. Far From the Norm is such a good name.
Yeah.
That's such a good name.
Yeah.
You know, he's had that name for forever. I remember when
since he was born.
No, but like I remember when we used to do like community shows back in the day, and it was like at like there's loads of different ones, like some of Jan's stuff, but also some of like the it used to be called like Boroughs United. I don't know if Norm were there, but like all these it was like a circuit of like all these community when we were all like must have been like 18, 19 doing all these like shows, and we'd put together our best routines. And it's like they had the name Far From the Norm then,
Yeah,
and they were
but
doing these like community theatre stuff.
This,
and
this I do feel though, like Far From the Norm, because they're sick. Like, then
And
you're
I'll
like,
give-
oh, this is a sick name.
Yeah.
But if they were super whack, you'd be like far from the norm, like in the other way.
Yeah.
Off from the norm.
Like very far. But so it could like,
No, I know what you're
Yeah.
saying. I know what you're saying. I
but
hear it.
all that to say, the party working title.
Maybe
yeah.
that's a good title. I don't.
I
I've
think
not
the party's a
decided
sick
yet.
title.
I've not decided on it.
But
yet.
I think also, I mean, I guess as we work and discover like what is within the piece, maybe something else will like emerge to as another name. But
maybe it'll be called the capsule.
yeah,
Sick. Can I be in it? I can do contemporary. Let's go. Look at these. Woo! That's contemporary toes right there, baby.
Yeah.
No, it's not, is it?
There's so many people like that are cringing now.
Yeah, definitely. Have it again. There you go.
Yeah.
You should pay for that. OnlyFans.
yeah.
All right. Anyway, continue. Sorry. There might be serious contemporary people listening to this. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry for the silliness.
Yeah,
We don't usually do that here.
But so team effort, but we applied for a residency at Orsolina.
Yes, sir.
28, which is a amazing, like, I guess it's a foundation, right?
Oh, I don't know what the.
I think
it is because it has. We probably should have looked this up before.
No, I know that it's a foundation.
On it.
It is a charity or a foundation, but they have these amazing like studio dance facilities in the countryside in Italy. So they have multiple studios, an outdoor stage, and it's kind of a like farm to table, like
All
hotel,
super
not hotel,
sustainable.
but
It's
exactly.
beautiful place.
And they had in January, I think they had a call out for emerging international choreographers, and I sent it to you.
Yes, sir.
Said, hey, I think that you might want to go for this. If you need help with the application, I'll help you. But I feel like this could be a good fit for what you want to do. Because we had a quick chat about, potentially you wanting to work with a producer. And
This was a while ago. This is like a year and a half ago. Nearly.
yeah, it was a while ago. But also I remember after seeing your because I've always liked your work and I've always like really loved you as a dancer in battles and for a while now, but after seeing your solo at Breaking Convention, I was definitely thinking like, right, if I was to kind of go on my own and produce, like you'd be one artist that I because for me I see it as like there are artists that I would work with that is more like, okay, help them deliver something, but for me to like have an artist that I believe in and that I want to invest and like help them build. I remember seeing you and be like, I think you have something quite special, and I think like it could go, like I think there would be lots of opportunities to build something. So we chatted, applied for this residency, and I'm not gonna lie, when I sent it to you and when we did the application, I didn't realize they were only choosing one person.
Yeah, no, the same. I thought it was like 3 or 4 people.
Yeah, I
think
thought
usually it is. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's like, okay, they have like 3 months of residencies and then like each people get like 2-3 weeks or something like that. So then when they announced it and it was like over 100 applicants and that you got it, it was, yeah.
Yeah, and it was kind of last minute as well. We did it like in like 2 days before or something. I was rushing.
How applications are
It
done
was- yeah,
best.
It was what is it? The strongest steel is forged in the hottest fire.
That's right.
That's sick.
Bars.
So yeah, so then I guess it kind of because we had been chatting about potentially working together, so it kind of fast forwarded the process of that starting, I think. And now we're a month away from
Oh God.
taking a team of 6 amazing artists to Italy. Do you want to say who they are, or is that secret?
No, that's a secret.
Whee! Okay, you'll see.
I'm one of them.
You'll see in the stories.
Yeah, that's a secret for now. That's remains to be seen.
Remains TBC. But so this is gonna be your first time working with, like, not a solo, so with a group of a cast.
Yeah, and that's that fear in my eyes is real. Fear.
And the people you've chosen are quite different than to you, right?
Yeah. I think for the most part. Yeah, I mean, I think everyone is actually.
Yeah,
super
but meaning they
different
have
with
like their own kind of. They're not all like
Yeah,
poppers who've done contemporary.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a range.
100%. Yeah.
Sick. And how do you like kind of? What is that not exciting, but like what's the next step for you, and like how is that kind of evolution of your practice? How are you seeing it or approaching it? Or
I think like I don't know. It's that I'm trying my best to answer the question here without dodging around it. But like,
dodge all you want, we won't know.
Like, basically, if you have ever spent time with me ever, I complain an awful lot about like going to the theatre because I often find myself disappointed.
That's how we bonded.
Essentially, you know, I mean, if you've ever spent time with me, eventually I'll complain like, oh, all the dance theatre is rubbish, blah, blah, blah. Which isn't fair for me to say because I actually don't go to the theatre enough to say any of this stuff. So, hey, I mean, I'm aware of this though. I'm aware of my flaws. But anyway, like when I go and watch, I think theatre, right, is like probably the art form that like can affect you the most, like with a with a quick recoil or something. Like it affects you very quickly and it stays with you. Like there's certain things that I've watched when I was a kid and also now when it's been really good that it literally like I will never forget certain moments, right? Like genuinely. Well, I went to see Brain Convention in 2009, which is like when I first started dancing. I've seen Salah perform. I will never ever forget the showcase.
Right.
Yeah.
The squeaky voice showcase with the tissue and stuff.
Yep.
I will never forget it.
Yeah.
There was a Korean crew. I forgot the name of the Korean crew.
The
army one. You remember this one? Did you see it?
B-boys.
B-boys. But there was a popping. The scene I'm talking about is a scene where they were playing cards. And they're like doing robot with cards. It's one of the best things I've ever seen, ever. I mean, maybe now if I saw it, I'd be like, that's rubbish. But at the time, like, it really, really sticks with you. In my opinion, you know, maybe people disagree with me, but I think it's like when it's done right, when it satisfies your personal kind of preference, it's like such an amazing feeling, and it really changes people. So like, I just want to make stuff that's like that does that for me. I don't really. You know what I mean? And I think that's the best way of like making stuff is make it for yourself. Like make the thing, because I'm always complaining about not seeing stuff I like. So maybe I should just make something that I do like. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think also it's like definitely, like you said, I think it's a good idea or a good approach even for business. You know, not like that business, but it's like you create something that you feel is missing. You know, or like you feel a need or you see a space for something, and then if that's what you want and what you're interested in doing, then it's like you kind of launch yourself in that space.
Yeah, for sure. And I think like, I'm very grateful that I've got this opportunity to do it. Because also I love the process of making stuff. Like it's like probably second only to performing it sometimes.
Right.
But most of the time, like the funnest part is like making it and seeing what works, and then like when it's made and you perform it, it's like it's great, but like it's almost more scary because it's like, okay, what can go wrong, and like all this stuff.
Sure.
But making it, like the process of like, oh no, that doesn't quite work, and this side of things is like it's like the best part of the process. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about it. It's gonna be wicked. It's gonna be epic.
And can you tell us a little bit like what it's about or what your kind of research, like what are you focused on for this party?
Yeah, well, I mean, I've sort of been interested, Oscar and I, I can tell you about one person who's coming as Oscar because
Shout out
that's
Oscar.
allowed. Yeah, big up. But we've been sort of interested in this idea. We actually discovered it when we were doing Brain Convention.
Okay.
Solo.
Oscars, we I think for long-time listeners of the Capsule, we watched your film, The Rain.
Yeah, that was
the Rain film, him walking in the rain thing. That was Oscar that filmed and edited it.
Yeah, filmed, and then we did the music too.
Yeah.
So we've been working together for ages now, actually. So it would have been second year of uni that I met him, and then we've been working together ever since. And we just, we have the same taste. I think that's really what helps when we make stuff. But we just have the same like. Usually we don't when we do disagree, it's so annoying. But like most of the time we agree, so it's like sort of everything kind of makes itself.
Yeah.
But we did like a very small sort of self-funded residency in Cornwall to do Breaking Convention.
Right.
So the idea is we both went down, make the solo, and then do all the music. And then while we were doing that, because we were obviously just getting distracted doing loads of rubbish that we didn't need to do, we were like, oh, it would be really cool to do this, to do like a social gathering, a social occasion.
Right.
Because some of the themes of the solo and breaking convention kind of touched on this, like, Irving Goffman's theory of like you wear these different masks and you're juggling these different masks in all your different social interactions, and all the different effects of seeing your friends, of going to the shop where you wear a mask for this particular context that you're in, and sort of explore that a little bit in like what that mask is if you're a lonely person. You know what I mean? And that's what the Brain Convention solo was sort of about. So all those reviews, you were wrong. You were totally wrong.
What were the reviews?
I don't know. They said some stuff about like the pressures of being an artist and needing money or something. I was like, whatever. It means that if you think it means that.
I love
cool.
that.
Right. Like, this is about being a broke artist.
That's what they said. Like what a couple of them
no,
said.
You're like, wait, do I look poor? Like, what?
I was like,
if that's what you see.
but also that's totally valid if people see that.
Sure.
But anyway, so we just discovered this idea and we're like, oh, well, it would be really great if there was lots of people and you see how they interact at this social occasion and how what someone's like with somebody and how they're like with someone else. And this is like, I mean, it's something I find myself doing quite a lot, like, especially as I've got older, and like when you realize how bizarre social occasions are and how like, you know what I mean? How weird it is. Like when you really like think about it, you're like, this is so strange.
And all the like unspoken social rules and all that type of shit.
Big time. And even going to a lot of these, like, we often have like sort of post-show receptions.
Right.
With the Jungle Book tour. And like going to a lot of these where it's like a little bit more formal. And it's just so, I just find it really interesting. It's like bizarre. And when you like, I find myself saying things that I'm like, Max, you don't speak like that. Like, this is not who you are, but you feel like you have to put on this kind
Just
of...
eating caviar.
Yeah. Or
Cool,
even
quite
now,
delicious.
the person I am now, like on this podcast, I mean, I'd like to think it's the same, but it isn't. It's different.
There's
subtle
a version
differences,
of you,
know?
yeah, for sure.
Like when we were just chatting over there.
There's certain jokes
it's
that you
different.
might not make here.
Yeah. But also like, but there is just a subtle difference, and I think I'm really interested in that as like as a subject matter.
Really cool, actually. Making me more interested in the piece.
Oh, thank God.
You're making me absolutely turned off of it. It sounds
boring me
stupid.
to death.
But because I feel like your work is also quite theatrical. Like from what I've seen of like the different pieces, it's like, although it's rooted in movement, I feel like it's always very like character based also. Like it's not just necessarily like how you move in a battle is like, of course you have the same
even
qualities
his
on
battle
stage.
is a little bit theatrical stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I'm not gonna be whacking out my props in a battle anytime soon.
No, yeah, but it's you're more like conceptual in a battle than a normal popper that's just doing walkout in Fresno. Like, I know you have some like conceptual stuff, some weird different type of stuff, or like even that like hat thing you always like the like just
I do that too much, you know.
I saw your caption.
They posted it. They posted another video. Like Josh posted another video today, and I was like, I'm doing the hat thing again. I need to stop using it because now it's dead. It's dead in the water now. It stopped being funny now.
But I mean, you're more like artistic and conceptual than even in a battle scenario where you're being your least conceptual self. You're still more conceptual than the average person.
Yeah,
I would say
need to be doing a walkout, man.
Nah, fuck all that. Fuck all that. That's what I love. Like when you're popping change, that's what I love. I think you became way better then. But that's just me.
no, I mean, I've always been a fan, but I agree. I feel like there's something also so, like, you know, whether it's in any field, like in contemporary or in hip hop, popping or street dance, it's like the reality is that at a certain level, which is normal, like a lot of people kind of look alike, you know, or you kind of working with the same framework of the basics and learning how to make that your own language. So I think being able to do that comes sometimes later in your practice of like once you've integrated a lot of the material, you're able to kind of take it and make it your own. But I feel like for a long time that I've seen you dance, it was like you don't really look like other people. You know, you move quite differently.
I do. You just don't know them.
You're like, I do, but they're dead.
That is
They're
such a good
just
way.
in my basement.
Steal like an artist, man.
Yeah, that's
You
such
just
a
don't know who
good.
they are.
Yeah, it's like just keep your influences hidden and then you're original. That is
Gatekeep.
fucking sick.
No,
Good strategy.
Murder your influences. I do look like other people, but they're in my basement.
In Cornwall.
they've been hidden away. Like, what happened to him?
That is so funny.
You know what happened to him?
Like that person isn't actually in New Zealand.
Yeah.
He moved to New Zealand to start a family.
Yeah.
That's funny, man.
But yeah, so speaking of which, we are fundraising for this residency because Orsalina are very generous and we love them for offering space, artist fees, accommodation, food that I cannot wait to taste. But we have to cover the travel fees for the team. Which
is a lot.
Which is a lot. So I did try to apply for funds, but because we found out quite not late, but it was like the window of time between when we found out to the residency started was not necessarily enough time to fundraise in terms of applications, but we are fundraising by having some workshops, and you're having a workshop very soon, Monday the 22nd of April, on creating solo work.
Yes. And to be honest, like I kind of wanted to do like this kind of workshop anyway, because I've done some similar types of workshops in Leeds at Northern.
Okay.
Like a similar kind of thing. And I do think like it's probably the thing that if I'm going to teach something, I'm probably going to teach this, because there's people doing, I mean, me and you were speaking about this the other day, Luke, but like, there's people that are doing pop in here that are like, I should go and take their class, you know, like I'm not going to be able to teach you how to do popping foundation better than Sean.
Right.
Anyway. Like, he's been doing it way longer, and I need to learn from him, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But I think with this, like I feel like I do have maybe something that people could maybe take away from in terms of creating solos for theatre, because it's literally like all I've done for like ages and ages. I don't know like how, like it's just my way of doing it, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But I think people could maybe steal some of the ideas or something like this.
How much could you tell us about like the content of the workshop without obviously giving us the workshop now? Could you?
Yeah, give it away for free.
Yeah.
Well, I know I can tell you a bit. Basically, it's just I've got a formula to make stuff, and it's not ever really failed me. I would say. I'm trying to think if it has actually failed me.
BBC Young Dancer winner, so not on that one.
Nah, it's not, I don't think it's failed me like that. Like I've never made something that I'm not like happy with. You know, I've made stuff that I'm not happy with now. Like when I look at it, I'm like, oh, that's terrible. Like the BBC stuff. I look at that, I'm like, literally like.
I mean, but that's normal. If you look back at all your old stuff and you're like, yeah, this is still the best I've done, then
That's not good. Yeah, that's true. That's true actually. But yeah, I've sort of got a formula. So basically, just gonna do that formula. It's basically what I do. It'll be condensed because it's 2 hours, and maybe I will make a solo in like a week or like a couple months, whatever. But like, it's basically this formula that I follow, and I did it in Swindon. Just like I pretty much did I did a shorter version of what we'll do in the workshop. Like just follow one idea and do that. Basically, there's more to it than that. Still come to the workshop. There's definitely more to it. But I'm just gonna go through that formula because I do think like it works for me, and I think if it works for me, it'll probably work for other people as well, to some degree. You know what I mean?
And is the idea that in the workshop they'll kind of come away with like they'll pick an idea and work through it on their own idea, or how is it gonna?
Yeah, well, what I want to do, 2 hours is like short to do it, but my idea is that basically we'll do it 2 times, because again I have for different, like say if I'm gonna work with a prop, the formula is slightly different.
Got ya.
And if I'm gonna work with a specific song, the formula is slightly different, you know what I mean? But like the idea is that when like I'm making stuff, I hate the blank page. Do you know that? Have you heard about this? People talk about the blank page.
No.
Like when you've got nothing, you have nothing that you don't know what you're gonna do, and someone's like, make something in a week, and it's like, well, what do I make? You know what I mean? And then half of it is staring at a blank page, wondering what to write first.
Right.
But like that's pretty But if you have some text, if you've got like a little paragraph to edit,
Right.
it's like, okay, well, I can just chop that there and I can elongate this a bit, cut this out. You know, you have something to work with. So the idea will be to have one version of this formula where you've got nothing and you've no idea what you're going to do. And we're going to learn how to like maybe, how to work through that. And so you have some things. You've
Like
got
to generate
something.
an idea.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, very good in 2 words. How to generate an idea. And then another one will be, okay, if you've got an idea, where do you go with it? Because that can also be just as scary, right? Like when you have something and you're like, oh, this is the best idea ever. It's going to change the world. And then it's like, okay, well, now do your idea. That's like a really, really scary feeling because you have to suddenly make decisions.
Yeah.
And then making a decision means saying goodbye to some things. And that's really like, that's my idea, is that if you've got something that you want to work on, you could do it in this workshop. But also if you just want to learn how to get something that you can work on, you could also come to the workshop. You know what I mean?
Very interesting. I'm so intrigued by this formula.
Yeah, I'm going to come and do the workshop.
It's magic. It's a magic formula. It works every time.
Sounds like they need you to be one of the mentors at open heart surgery.
Jeez.
Just
That'd
saying.
be sick. I'd
Just
love
saying.
to do that.
Shout out Breaking Convention.
Just saying.
Yeah. He's available for hire.
Or the capsule residency.
Yeah. Or the
Is that
capsule
a thing? Is that
residency.
gonna be a thing?
I'd love it to be a thing one day.
Jeez.
Jeez. Maybe I just got myself another job right here.
You got yourself another.
Stuff's just falling into
You
my
got
lap
yourself
here.
another job writing applications for free.
Yeah.
get,
Wow.
get us
You
the
love
money
that.
and you'll have yourself a job.
Wow. What a real privilege. Can't wait.
If you can get the money, you can be paid.
Yeah. Wow. Dream come true.
Producer life is so fun.
Dreams really do come true.
Hey, you wanted to go
Hey,
3
that's the first
Yeah.
time you sung.
I do.
And
be
we're-
singing.
Sing count. Let's
We're
do
like
a
an
sing
hour
count,
in.
man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guys, do I really sick? Like people
Yeah,
are.
you do. You do a
No,
lot.
You do
listen,
sing a fair amount.
you've listened to like 7 episodes out of 176.
Yeah, but I live with you. It's like because even
you don't
if
know shit.
I don't need to listen to the episode because I can hear you from the office with the door closed if you're recording an episode.
You have the live. You have
Right.
the
It was
acoustic version
disrespectful
of
enough to
the
kick me out
podcast.
of my seat.
Yeah.
And now you want to disrespect me while you've disrespected me.
Yeah, that's how
How
I.
can you disrespect me from my own microphone?
That's
so
how I
rude.
do, baby. Speaking of fundraising,
What?
now back to you.
Back to me what?
Because you're also part of this fundraising.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You guys.
This fundraising-
saving my bacon here. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
Donating their precious skills.
Well, group effort.
Yes,
we're all
it's
pitching in.
beautiful.
That's right. So you'll be doing a marketing and branding workshop. Do you want to tell me a little
The first lesson will be don't sing during during things you're delivering.
The first-
Apparently, that's going to be my.
The first lesson will be this is a marketing and branding workshop.
Damn, do I really do that? That is
Oh, I feel
stupid.
really bad now. It's like one of those things when you tell a
it's
child.
like-
that
No,
they're
but it's
telling-
like-
you know when you know when a child says something wrong and then you correct them and
Yeah.
they stop and you're like,
Well-
oh, well, you're not going to do that anymore. That's heartbreaking.
No, because it's. I need to get better at podding, so I take it to the chin.
Oh
No,
no,
but it's not-
now
it's not
you're not going
bad.
to sing. I've ruined
No,
it.
because when other people do it, it's cringy, so I can't.
Oh no, I've ruined it.
I don't
The
know.
shows, man.
You can do it every now and then.
You know what? I actually stop trying to be nice. That's making it worse. All right, what do you want to know about my workshop?
Oh, I've ruined it, man. You've lost 4 listeners already.
No, it's all right.
So- some people only tune in for
All
your
right, no, we
voice.
need to do an audience poll, guys. Comment if you like hearing me sing, and comment if you want me to stop. Be honest. Be honest.
Or you can say like it's the perfect amount. It's a little too.
Yeah, give me your assessment of
It's
my
too
singing.
little. I would like the whole pod to be sung, or
I can do that,
or it's too much.
but only when it's like a really serious
Yeah.
topic. All right, what do you want to know about this workshop?
What you talking about?
What are we talking about? So it's going to be like marketing and branding basics for artists, more specifically around dancers, but like aimed at like independent artists. So the idea being that when we have a manager, a producer, we work for a dance company, work for any type of company, we have those people that do the marketing and branding for us, right? So they will post stuff on your behalf. Like if you're going to judge a battle, the event will post that you're judging, right? So often when you're associated with these things, you get, or if you win battles, the places that you win will post for you. So your marketing kind of does itself. But a lot of times you need to kind of take hold of your own marketing. And this is where a lot of artists fall short, because they either don't know or don't like doing it. I know a lot of people that don't like doing social media, don't like doing marketing stuff, don't like self-promoting, because it feels a bit like, it can feel a bit like cringy to, like, if you do it wrong, which I get. And this is the thing I want to talk about in the workshop as well, is like, if you are posting and you find marketing and branding yourself cringy, you're probably doing it wrong, because it's not about being like, oh, I'm the best, hire me, blah blah blah. And like, people just assume that they assume that they know what they're doing, and therefore they're like, I don't like doing it. So when people tell me like, I don't like doing social media, I don't like branding or marketing myself, I'm like, it's not that you don't like doing it, you're just doing it wrong, and that's what you don't like. Does that make sense? So it's like, I think if you find an authentic way to do it, it shouldn't feel cringy or weird or wrong. It should just feel normal, because even having an Instagram account and posting is somewhat marketing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. You just kind of have to like tailor it in that way. And if you set things up right, like if you have a personal account where you can post your silly stuff, you have your business account where you can post your dance stuff and whatever, it feels less like you're trying too hard or being a beg or whatever. And if you're like, there's a lot of like, we'll go through this as well, but there's a lot of things that people just do wrong without even realizing they're doing it wrong. And it's like, maybe they're not thinking of the perception, or maybe they've never been in a position of like hiring someone and having to analyze their social media. So then you don't realize that these things that you're posting, or these little things that you're saying, how it comes across. So you're making mistakes without even really realizing. Like a big one, this is just, I'll give you this one for free, guys.
Jeez.
No, but like, just this is such a stupid little one, but it's like people that just put on their story, like, hire me. It's like, don't put hire me on your story, because nobody wants to work with someone that nobody else is hiring. Like if you come across as if you're desperate for work and I'm hiring, I'm not going to go, oh, well, thank God you're looking for work. I'm going to go, well, you're clearly not getting hired by anyone else, so why do I want to be the one to do it?
Even if it's not like, if it's subconscious, people are
even if it's subconscious, right? And it's like, you never see Coke or Nike doing that in their branding, like, please buy our shoes because we're a bit low on this quarter. Like, what do Nike do famously, or any shoe brand, what do they famously do to sell more things? They do exclusivity. They say there's only 500 pairs. It's only going to be out for this week. And even with the prices, the reason that a lot of sneakers and fashion stuff is high price is because it's a barrier to entry. So without going on a whole rant about streetwear, the way it used to be is that you could only get stuff from brick and mortar stores. So if I had a Stussy Japan top, let's say, I would have had to go to Japan to get that top. So when I'm wearing it, that was part of the marker of like exclusivity. Exactly. So if I see someone else like somewhere and it says Stussy Japan, I'm like, oh shit, you were at Stussy Japan? Like, when did you go? Blah, blah. And we have a connection. We're the only two in the jam wearing this top, right? So you have an exclusivity, you have a barrier to entry, and that makes that thing valuable, because now if I go all the way to Japan and I'm getting this Stussy top, if it's £200, I'm paying it because I'm getting my Stussy Japan top. So now the thing is, the exclusivity in streetwear, because of online stores and all that, the exclusivity in clothes comes from the price. So if you're wearing a Balenciaga trainers and I'm wearing it, it's like, oh, we're the only two motherfuckers in here that can afford this. And that's what's like the exclusivity, and that's what makes it special in a way. So all that to say is that things are more sought after when they're exclusive and you can't get them. Like sometimes when like I see trainers come out that are like, oh, like they're going to be sold out, they're an exclusive thing. And I'm like, oh, like the Travis Scott Nike things. I don't even really like the Travis Scott Nikes, but every time I see them, there's an inkling that I'm like, oh, I kind of want them. And like, just because no one else can get them, it would be cool to get them. So this is just like, this is one lesson and one thing that I'm trying to say, but is that saying, please hire me, I need work, is anyone hiring, open for workshops if anyone wants to book me, doesn't work as well as, even if it's a little bit, you have to, with this whole thing of marketing and branding, you have to find your line of where's too far, because it does, you can go into the realm of lying and tricking and blah blah blah. There's an element of that, but you have to balance that. But like saying please hire me is not effective. Saying I'm almost booked up, I've only got 2 slots left this month, so if anyone wants them, get in contact now, is way more effective. Even if your whole month is empty and you're saying, guys, I only have like a couple of slots left. Like that's where like, for example, do you really think that Adidas or whoever only has the resources to produce 500 pairs. No, they've chosen to produce 500 pairs. So if you've chosen to only allow 2 more bookings in your schedule, we don't need to know how booked or not how booked you are. The fact of the matter is you're only taking on 2 more bookings. So that makes me go, as soon as like a photographer goes, oh, I only got, I'm like, oh, do I need some more headshots? Or maybe, better get it now, you know? So I think it's like understanding the psychology of this, of like, okay, am I portraying exclusivity with a window? If you act now, you can get the shit. A limited, like when there's a sale and it's only on until Monday, it's like, all right, well, maybe you're going to do it like the fucking DFS sale that never ends or whatever. It's like, there might be another sale, but if you give it a time limit, I need to get in now, and it's exclusivity thing. So there's a lot of things with marketing and branding, even just like the way you write your captions, the tone, all of these things are really important in how you sell yourself. And then again, the whole point of marketing and branding is to be authentic. So it should be about you, your personality, your work, how it comes across. And it should feel authentic when you write. You shouldn't have to be like, oh, I'm selling myself today. You know, if you're doing that, you're probably doing it wrong. So anyway, that's the whole kind of, we'll do what we can in an hour. But the idea is to go through some of these basics of things that you should be focusing on, and some of the common mistakes that I see people doing when promoting themselves, events, their services, themselves as battlers or whatever it might be. Is like, there's a lot of stuff that I'm like, I almost cringe at. And I'm like, nah, you don't even know that this is coming across badly, but I kind of want to give that stuff away to help people to do these things, because there's tiny little changes that help a lot.
So now you're gonna see me like posting, only 2 spots left, but everyone's gonna know where I got the thing. But and the fact that I've not got any, basically, if you see me posting that, I've got no work. If you see me saying I've only got 1 spot left, it means I'm
but in a way also
nothing.
It's a self-fulfilling thing, because it's like you might have a lot of spaces,
but eventually you only have 1.
But yeah, if you say that, then you'll get a load of people in, book it, and then it's like, you know, it does kind of...
If you lie to yourself, it's true.
In a way.
No, good strategy here. But...
It's a more elaborate version of fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
But I feel like even there's like such a major way that you help me, because it's like I've always...
Don't say it. That's part of the workshop.
Oh, okay.
Don't say the thing.
Yeah.
But you can say how it helped. Or like you can say generally that I helped you with something.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna say
that's my number one
that's
strategy.
The golden. That's like
that's the golden nugget.
Okay.
That's the formula for Max's workshop is.
Yeah. Oh my God. So many secret codes are gonna be given.
Yeah.
But I feel like
call it Asian theory.
Asian theory. Racist.
Yeah.
No, but because I've always had like a certain level of discomfort with social media. And,
same. I'm
and
terrible.
with like promoting myself, feeling a bit like beggy or cringy, and then like posting something, you know, also like struggling with like making my Insta like sometimes personal, sometimes professional, then being kind of a weird in between of like, you know, posting like too many funny memes that are a bit inappropriate, because that's also part of who I am, but then also trying to make myself come off as like professional. So I feel like kind of managing this often made my social media a bit like, not like eclectic and random, but like switch, where it's, you don't get a full picture of who I am. It's more like you get like, for 2 months I'm like this, for the next 2 months, so it makes me look more inconsistent, and like, what is this person actually doing, rather,
and like not a clear brand of like,
and then when I try to clear brand myself, then it doesn't feel like me, so then that feels weird. So it's like I kind of always had this like, not resistance, but this like, I don't know how to tackle it, I don't like it, and then I just make a random decision, I'll just post this today, and then I say, oh no, I don't want to do this anymore, I'll post this other thing.
And the thing is also, like, one of the golden, I've said this multiple times on the pod, but like one of the golden things that you taught me from a producer angle, and also that you should talk about your producing workshop, but one of the things that you told me is like, build relationships before you need them, right, with everything. Like, don't ever go up to someone that you've never met who is in a position of power or influence or whatever and be like, hi, my name is Luke, I would like. It's like, it's already too late by then if you need the thing. It's like, build it, network it, grow the relationship, and then when you go and say, hey, person that we've been friends and we've supported each other for the last 5 years, can I have? It's a lot more easy, because you have this pre-existing relationship. And I think it's kind of a parallel with the social media stuff, that what people do is pay zero attention to their social media until they're putting on a workshop or doing something, and then start posting going and
I don't know who you're talking about, but it's definitely not
but
me.
everyone
Can't
does this.
relate.
Everyone does this. They like they don't do anything. They don't engage. They don't post a lot of stuff, and then they suddenly post a workshop flyer and they're sharing it. Please come, please. And it's like, it's already too late. I'm not engaged with you, your story. So you have to like make me fall in love with you before you ask me to like marry you. Do you know what I mean? It's like
I thought we were going somewhere.
It's like you
else with
can't-
I thought he was going to say something else. I was like, well, pause.
Oh yeah, I mean, we could have gone that way, but like, no, I mean, you know, it's like
But no, I know
you
what
can't
you're
just
saying.
walk up to a girl in a bar and say, "Will you marry me?" It's like, well, fucking take me out on a few dates first.
Yeah.
Like, let's see what's going on here before you ask me to marry you. So it's kind of like that with this. I could have said the more inappropriate version.
I guess
but
even from a hiring standpoint, or if you're looking, because often we go to social media when you're like, oh yeah, I need somebody to do that, whatever. But it's like, if you've been seeing somebody constantly do something, then they're a lot more likely to come to mind than like if they've been inactive and whatnot. So it is a consistency is key thing.
and tell us about your producing workshop.
So
So both of our workshops are going to be on Zoom,
yeah,
and the day after Max's. So Max's is on
Monday
22nd.
at East London Dance. By the way, thank you so much to East London Dance for providing us the space for the
long-time
workshop
collaborators of
Yeah.
us as well.
and supporters. We love you. Thank you.
And then the Tuesday on Zoom,
Yeah.
your workshop is 6 to 7.
Yeah.
And mine is going to be 7 to 8 on Zoom. So you can tune in and do it live, and then you'll have the benefit of being able to ask questions or clarify things, or we might do a Q&A at the end or whatever. And then if not, we're going to record the Zoom so you can download it or buy it from us basically as a pre-existing video.
Yeah.
So if you want to watch it back in your own time, you can, if you can't make that day.
Yeah. So in the producing workshop, I think, it's basically targeted mostly towards people who are self-producing, or maybe also people who are interested in producing for artists. But I think kind of the knowledge and the kind of things to think about apply in both cases. And I think, one of the things that I want to talk about is, of course, because there's, I think producing is complex because there are so many things that are involved in it. But I think what I want to look at is really how to take an idea, because a lot of times people have, ambitions and a dream goal of getting to, okay, maybe it would be like, I want to create an hour-long ensemble piece, for example. But it's like how to keep the ultimate dream, but how to scale it back and work through.
You mean like reverse engineer?
Yeah, reverse engineer and look at what are the steps necessary to get there, and what are the things that need to happen at different times, and what are the important milestones to think about ahead of time. Because I think a lot of times what can happen, understandably also because the artist would be focused on, thinking about the concept and the choreography and what they want to create in the art itself. But also, let's say, even if you work towards like making a 10-minute solo at Breaking Convention, for example, it's like, right, when you have a milestone moment, then you need to kind of leverage that moment to its full its full potential, to then ensure that you can get the next opportunity. So it's like, let's say you might want to think about like the media that you're going to get. You might want to think about like the people that might be interested in supporting that you can invite to this performance. Like all these things that when you're in the midst of making and it's the weekend of, it's too much to think about all this stuff and to, shit, I need to email this person, I should have invited them, blah, blah, blah. And if you wait so close to the date, it makes it also difficult to action, and you should be focused on performing if that's what you're doing. But I think it's like talking about what are these different things to think about at different milestones to make sure that you kind of are able to get a little bit of momentum on a project. Because that's the thing that can happen also. You make something and then it's made and then it's like, okay, well, now what?
That feels like a lot of people's mistake in like the hip hop theater realm, where it's like you're just doing the piece to do the piece and then hoping that just like someone in the audience will scout you and be like, oh, that piece was really nice, can I take it on tour for a year? And it's like, it doesn't really work like that. No.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like, you know, once you have something made in your hands, like what do you do with it? You know, and I think that that's something that is like difficult to grapple with for a lot of people, where at the same thing that maybe marketing feels like cringy to me. Maybe if you made something, it feels cringy to go out and try to get it out there and talk to people about it and try to get opportunities. It might feel vulnerable, but I think there are some kind of like steps and ways of doing things that make that not so personal or daunting. So, you know, I think these are the kinds of things that I want to talk about. Of course, it's only an hour, so
it'd just be a basics run through.
Yeah, kind of a basic rundown of what to think about. And yeah, like,
who would you say could benefit from this? Because I feel like, especially me making, like, I'm kind of a good person for this workshop, I feel like, because I'm making work, but I'm not on the level of like someone like Max. I'm more like, okay, I'm going to do like I don't know, open heart surgery or this thing, or like, you know, a 10-minute piece for Breaking Convention or whatever. But I think one thing that I learned from you is like, it's not just, okay, when you've got like a 30-minute piece that people are that's when you need a producer, or you need to start thinking about yourself producing your own work. It's like, what, like, you know, I could do a showcase, like a 5-minute piece at a community theater thing, and you'd be like, okay, but what you need to do is use that, get the footage, put it towards this, invite this person, and then afterwards get their feedback. Like, there's, even for like the smallest first thing, you can still engage these skills, no?
yeah, for sure. And I think this is the thing of like scaling ideas as well, of like, and getting people involved in a project that you do, is like, if you think also of it, I think sometimes when you think you're the one doing the action and it's your piece, all of that, it feels personal or it feels like cringy or whatnot. But sometimes what helps is to think of it as if like you're the person who's getting asked, you know? So it's like, if an artist was to come to you and ask you for like, if you want to be part of their work, for example, even as a dancer, you would be like, oh yeah, well, can I see what you're doing? What are you interested as a choreographer? Like, what's your vision for what you want to make? Because then that's going to make you decide if this is a right fit for you. So it's like, even in the terms of getting like a collaborator or a producer or a venue that's interested, it's kind of the same, you know. They want to know, like, they want to see what you do. They want to know what your vision is. Like, they're not just buying into a product, they're buying into you as a person. So it's like, kind of, you know, thinking about all these things. I mean, now I'm just like straight up teaching the workshop. But yeah, so I think, I mean, obviously it's like not a bit more complex, but there's a lot of different things to think about. So I just want to present it in a like organized way of how to approach these things at a different time, you know. And like you said, not necessarily when you need something, you go knock at somebody's door and say, hey, can I please have this?
I think also what might be good, which we could include in both of our workshops, and maybe even Max's if you want to, is like to provide some sort of like additional resources that people can buy from us, like a cheat sheet almost. Like, I did this for Jen and someone else, but like a social media and branding like tick list. Like, if in doubt,
sick, yeah.
if you're on a project, like, because she would go on like 3-4 different projects and not post anything, and I'm like, you didn't share a story, you didn't do this, you didn't. So it's like, okay, but what are the options? And if you're like, oh, okay, I could do a story saying I'm doing this, or I could do a post at the end, or I could do you know, this, like, there's loads of options of things. But sometimes you need that cheat sheet to just look and go, oh yeah, I didn't even think about this can apply to this, or oh yeah, like, I was like, for example, Max, if you're performing somewhere, it's like, did you get someone to film? Like, even if they're not filming, it's like, give someone your phone in the audience. It's like, I need footage, because the only, like, half of the reason I'm here is to build on the next thing, and that's going to end up going towards my show reel and blah blah blah. So like, I think those we could maybe create some cheat sheets that people could like download. Yeah. That is like, okay, if in doubt, just look at the cheat sheet and it will do the job for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We'll give you the cheat sheet. Just donate a few extra pounds on the GoFundMe, because there is also a GoFundMe for
buy us a pint.
It's actually called a GoFundMax.
Yeah, GoFundMax.
That's terrible.
Or
so
catchy.
cringy.
Or catchy.
Literally, just buy me a pint. If I've ever bought you a pint and you
Pay me back. Now's the time for your round.
people who know who they are, like if I bought shots for you that one time, if you're listening and you know who you are, like, I bought shots for everyone.
Did you buy
just
me?
buy me one back, but just
On the GoFundMe.
put the money in the GoFundMe. $250.
Yeah.
Easy
Fair.
bus journey.
$250. Where are you buying shots? Not
Yeah.
London.
Well, how much are shots in London?
The last time I've gone out drinking was actually with you.
Not 250.
$250, as in that's cheap or too expensive?
No, that's cheap.
Too expensive is shots of water are 250 maybe, but
Bro, when we were at, in Swindon, the fucking double Di Serrano and cranberry was £4.50. Bro, what?
That's sick.
Like in London, that is like a £15 drink.
It's bad.
I was drinking it like it was like my drink with dinner.
But yeah,
I was
hey,
just-
Swindon price drinks. Buy me a Swindon price drink.
Alright.
Not
Yeah.
a.
and if you're feeling generous, buy him a London drink.
yeah.
But yeah, don't buy me a pint. If I want to go for beer, just be like, nah, I've donated to your thing, so drinks on you.
It's like that's a great strategy.
Yeah, that's it.
We'll raise all the money. But yeah, because we thought, there's some people that might be happy to support, or maybe some people can't make it to the workshop and still want to support. Obviously, we appreciate all the help we can get, because this is a really exciting project. And I feel like, in a way, this is obviously not the beginning of your career because you've already been doing a lot. But I feel like it is a big step of like you as a choreographer, like we said, establishing your language and developing kind of a choreographic identity on your own, but then to do it with other people is really not a test, but like how does that
Test.
translate, So I think it's a really exciting moment. I'm super psyched.
Yeah, I'm honestly fucking terrified, to be honest. Mainly terrified, but a bit excited as well.
Yeah.
But you know what helps you feel less terrified? Money in the GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Travel expenses. That really calms me down.
Honestly, at this point, yes.
It's very soothing. But my brother said an interesting thing of like, if you know what you're going to make and you knew what was on the other side of the thing, there would be no point really in doing it.
Oh yeah, that's true. Jenny's brother.
Yeah, he do be dropping bars sometimes. Shout
love
out Tag the
Is he the
Q.
guy that dresses in a skeleton suit?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it. That's mental.
And you know why he dressed up in a skeleton suit?
Why?
Because
Is it a bet? Like a
no,
bet?
he said
It's even better than that.
yeah, he said it was like kind of to pay tribute to all the times he didn't pass prelims and felt dead inside.
ATM, we love you.
Harsh.
Yes.
At that event.
Yeah, well, just in general,
Any event.
he just said like this is kind of to remind himself of the feeling of not passing prelims and like how difficult it is.
Oh, harsh.
Yeah,
But hey, I get it.
in a skeleton suit and Birkenstocks.
But yeah, I remember when I said that, I was like,
Yeah,
things make sense.
yeah. So I think that's it. I don't know if you want to say something else or if you want to say something else.
I do want to say one thing. Obviously, I know, like, I feel a bit weird asking for money.
Sure.
Um,
Which is why I'm doing it.
yeah. But yeah, obviously, I know it's not like, do you know what I mean? So literally anything that if it's 50 pence, I will literally love you if you know what I mean? Because yeah, it's sort of difficult to get everybody there and to do it. It's going to be hard. But I promise that it will be epic. Like if your 50 pence, your 50 pence you will have helped create it in some way. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, just that if you do, thank you ever so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's also why, back on the marketing and branding thing, but like if you guys are like, when you're there, like sharing kind of any behind the scenes that you can, any little bits, it's like, I think it's nice because it's like for us that I've like contributed.
yeah.
It'd be nice to see, it's like when they, when you send money to like, when I was younger, I watched Free Willy and then I was like, Mum, we have to like, cause at the
Adopt
end,
a whale?
yeah, at the end it was like, you can adopt a whale because orcas are like endangered and stuff. And I was like, Mum, we have to do it. And then she had to fucking pay for them to just send us like pictures of like some random whale in a tank, like, and then they were like, and they sent us a little fluffy Free Willy toy.
We should do this, man.
Yeah.
For the party. Wait, how can we make it work?
We need a fluffy Max toy that you can send to people and be like, you've adopted a Max.
With like different masks on the doll.
But do you know what I mean? It's like if you adopt, it's like you want to have that little thing to say that it's like they send you updates sometimes with the zoo things where they're like, oh, your animal's doing well, like he did it. That's what we need for Max.
Yeah, we need to make like individual little
Figure out
stuffed
some
animals, but they're all different characters. So it's like who has a real one?
Yes. But anyway, all that to say is like, it would be, we want to hear the updates of how it goes. And also, to be honest, like even me, like doing the workshop, like to help support Max or like doing this, and like, I've always kind of been invested in Max's journey just as a friend anyway. But like, I think even now more, it's like, I remember like we helped him to like do the thing for the first residency for the group piece. And now like, I'll want to know what's the next thing that's happening, or I want to know like, because I feel part of your journey now, in some small way. So I think it's nice for us as well to be able to, as much as you might feel like, I'm asking for money to help do my thing, it's like we also get a chance to help support you and be part of this journey of doing something. So I'm in a way like I'm happy to be a part of it, like even without, it's not just completely unselfishly donating. It is partly like, I get to be a part of like helping that thing happen, So
For sure.
Yeah,
And thank you so much, both of you, for doing
thank you for being so
for
awesome.
doing the workshops, saving my bacon, like I said.
Yeah.
I'm going to come to your one on Monday.
Oh dear.
Not next Monday, the Monday after. So if I don't walk out with 2 finished 30-minute
Incredible
pieces,
things. Yeah. Well, I honestly think, I feel like most people will come away with.
I'm going
something
straight
they'll
from
be
your
happy to
workshop to pitch my idea to Sadler's.
Perfect. No, you know what we should do is like if you made a piece before the workshop and then make a piece after the workshop. And then if it's like the second piece is a lot better than we do, that would be good marketing.
And if it's worse, I get my money back.
Yeah. If it's worse, then we have to give you all the money from the workshop.
Sick.
Yeah, we should do that before and after.
Yeah. No, I'm super down. It's going to be sick. Actually, I'm saying that, but I have to check my calendar that I'm actually free for this. I'm like,
If he's not there now.
oh no, I am. I'm free. I'm free.
So all the info is, it's all on our 3 Instagrams. So the capsule.
No, the Duke London,
okay.
Jenny Lou, and thing.
yeah.
But we've shared it a bunch.
Yeah.
You'll be able to find it.
Yeah.
It's there.
And we'll give extra cheat sheet resources. Well, not give, but like, if you
You
donate.
can pay for them.
Yeah.
And we'll put the link to the GoFundMe in the description of the YouTube and of the Spotify. Wherever you're listening, it will be there.
Yeah.
If you want to book the workshops, email Jenny Lou.
Yeah.
And maybe even, I wonder, Maximus, if we could do some sort of recording of your workshop that you could like sell. Like if we strap a microphone onto you and a GoPro or something, like on your forehead. No, I'm joking. No, but like if we set up a camera, like a 2-hour recording of the thing, and then if people rather, you won't be able to like take the workshop physically, but if you're someone from Australia or whatever that wants
New Zealand,
because I know we have a lot of people that listen actually to the capsule from like different countries. So if you're interested in this and you want to like take the workshop, but you can't physically get to London, do email Jenny or message us on the capsule and we'll figure out if we can find some sort of recording that you can maybe pay for to download, and then you're able to like take the workshop as well, if you want to be able to support Max from Switzerland or wherever you are.
That's a sick idea.
jennylou.prod@gmail.com.
Yeah, also in the description of wherever you're listening.
Also comment, like, and subscribe to the capsule.
You just sung.
I didn't sing. I said comment, like, and subscribe.
And I just want to take this opportunity to thank Max for having me as assistant choreographer for all of his future work. That's what he said. He said,
if you donate a certain amount, that's the price.
yeah.
You can just do it all.
Sick. Like the more you donate, the higher up in the organization you can be.
Legit.
You can actually choreograph the beat. You can kick Max off the project if you donate enough.
I'll stay home.
You can become CEO.
Yeah. No, I don't think there's anything else to say. Thanks for kicking me off the pod, off my mic.
Well,
Guys,
you made me.
Did I though, or did you kick me off?
You made me.
Okay.
Think
Now
about
she's just making fun of me.
Yeah.
No. What was I going to say? Well, yeah, I think you've been a wonderful host.
Thank you.
did
I was nervous.
No, you did good. Guys, comment and if you think Jen did a good job hosting. There'll be plenty of people that are more happy for you to have hosted than me.
Yeah.
Also, Silk, thanks for coming. We love you. Thanks for being on.
Thanks for having
Second
me, as
episode.
always.
Go check the first one if you want to also.
Oh,
a
no,
long
don't.
time ago.
I'm ill on both episodes of the capsule that I've been on. It's cursed.
See, because he only
'Cause I was
comes
ill
here.
the first time and I was ill this time as well.
Is it because you're ill all the time?
No, it's just because
Is it
'Cause it's
because you have a
fucking-
poor immune system?
no, I want this like nice husky sort of voice
It's good.
to have, you know.
Yeah,
For
if you
the
have this in your
podcast voice.
earphones, I'm sure
For the
it's like-
ladies.
Yeah,
Very
exactly.
sexy.
I know my audience.
Oh, marketing and branding.
It's like we're gonna see on our, you know, the demographics on like all the analytics, and it's just like women is like 97% this time.
Yeah, but all like over 40.
Sick.
The mums, I'm good with the mum demographic. What am I?
Mums, comment. Not you, mum. Not my mum. Mum, Dave.
Mums in general.
And also, guys, we have go check out the last episode we did, which was the DCD Inspiration Evening. So we had Nikel, Theo, Godson, Bailey of Magic Mike fame.
Woo!
Speaking of
Another one for the moms.
Now we have the mum's attention. Jamal O'Driscoll and Ola Papillon of We Go 360, and myself. So that one was at Swindon Dance. So go check that panel talk out. And next week, we have an international guest.
Jeez.
All the way from Belgium.
Technically, I'm an international guest.
You are not an international guest. Next week's guest is an international guest from Belgium. It's a pre-recorded podcast we did last week. I'll let you guess who it is. He's very good. Great podcast. So yeah, next week's will be a good one. And also we have the Nike sessions for April, Own the Floor, which you probably have seen before, but I'm just reminding you, go sign up for your tickets now, because everyone texts me the day of or the day before like, oh, it's sold out. Can I still get?
Yeah, that's
Just
gonna
do
be
it.
me.
Just
Man.
do it now.
I'm doing that again this time. It's a classic Max
Yeah.
move.
The classic. And what else? Yeah, Nike sessions, April 26th. Next week's podcast. Anything else that we've got coming up? I'm in Ireland this weekend judging and
Jeez.
doing a hip hop workshop at Top 8
Jeez.
Street Dance Battle. And I don't know if there's anything else that I need to promote. You guys anywhere? Anything? You doing any battles soon? Kingdoms League?
Oh,
You smoking
probably-
people or what?
In
No,
it?
I'm losing to Taiwo again.
Yes, Taiwo. Keep beating him.
That's a call out, Taiwan.
No, that isn't. That's
Me and
good. I need
Taiwo
to
are
practice.
in a club called People That Have Beaten Max. Ooh!
You had to wait till the end of the podcast so I didn't walk out. I was going to walk out if you said that. I made that decision. Like,
No, I love you. I'm
gonna
sorry.
Walk out if you mentioned that one time they beat me. A lot of people have wins against me though. A lot. Jules has beaten me. Slayer's beaten me. You've beaten me. A lot of people I
Yeah,
need to
but
beat back.
it's never about the one. It's always about the overall career. My overall career of popping is shit. So you win.
Beat me though. 1-0.
Yeah,
Never beat
yeah,
you.
yeah. But bro, it's like fucking Omni.
I
now.
have beat you.
Where? Probably. I'm not
Yeah, I beat you
surprised.
in London. It's
Did you?
1-1. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
that-
I've got a score.
That was like
for
one of my
everyone.
first
I've
battles.
literally got a score for everyone.
But bro, it's like this is the thing. Also, it's like I could hold on to the fact that I beat Omni, but at the point that I beat Omni versus now, it's like we could battle 7 times now, and he would absolutely destroy me. It's like it doesn't matter. It's like it's just one day that it's like it doesn't mean
Nah,
you're
I mean-
better. For you, you're like yeah, I'm holding on to it.
I'm keeping that for sure. Whenever it is, if I battled you when you were a kid and now you're wicked, I'm keeping it. I'm keeping
He's like,
that
I don't
score.
care. You were
It's
3
like,
years old.
Guys, everyone like go hard against Maisie now or something like that.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
then when she's like 27, be like, no, but I beat you.
Back in the day, remember that?
Yeah.
For
Although
sure.
Maisie would be hard to beat now. Fucking hell. All right, we need someone younger.
Yeah,
There's like little babies that come out and you're like, I want to smoke you now before you get good.
Can I say that though quickly?
Yes.
When we're battling kids, stop with all this mad stuff, man. When everyone's like, you know what I mean?
Like,
Come on.
wait, don't go full out or don't hold back.
No, go full out. But it's when people are like, I don't know, they're just being really weird towards children, and it's getting a bit weird, man.
As in like going hard, like battle talking,
Yeah, like
shit talking
rocking
them.
kids and stuff. It's like, whoa, dude, it's
Yeah,
a
it's
child.
still a child. Yeah,
Come on,
that's
man,
true.
Relax. I don't know why we decided to say that at the end, but
No, but it's true.
No, but we love a bit of advocacy.
Yeah, I'm
Advocacy.
just saying, you know what I
advocacy.
mean?
Advocacy.
Advocacy.
Advocacy for children.
Yeah.
Okay.
Struggled that word, eh?
Yeah. Don't give him the.
What's the French?
I don't know.
For advocate.
No, but
So you just struggled with it for no reason. There wasn't even a French word. And
listen, you try being bilingual.
no, I like women. Thanks.
No, but it's like sometimes my brain just gets mixed up on where the emphasis is on a word. So advocacy.
Advocacy.
But that sounds wrong when it comes out. Anyways, have a great week.
Good night.
Love you, miss you.
Why do you always do that?
It's my catchphrase.